Hi, welcome to Wednesdays with Wade. Do you see anything unsafe in this picture? Really, there's no way to know, but I want to talk a little bit about ground fault circuit interrupters, GFCI. Maybe you've heard that term and know a little bit about it, but what it is a safety feature in your electrical system that should be in place anytime you're 6 feet away or less from a water source. So kitchens, bathrooms, basement utility sinks, outside, all of your exterior receptacles should be GFCI protected. What that does is stop the flow of current the second there's a ground fault, the second there's a situation where current's trying to go somewhere other than where you want it to go. I want to paint a little scenario. Let's say that you're sitting here, you've got the kids or the grandkids and you're making cookies and you're making memories and have fun. You've got a bowl full of water in the sink and one of the kids is there mixing up and they go to set the mixer down and it falls into the water. And if there's no GFCI protection, that water can become energized. So when the child goes in after it, or if their hands, or there's another child in the water, that water becomes an electrical conduit and can seriously injure or even kill a child or an adult. So GFCI protection is very, very important. It's required in all new homes. If you've got a home built in the last 10 or 15 years, odds are very, very good that you've got a GFCI protected circuit around all your water. But it's a good idea to test. And there's a little tester that you can find probably under $10, somewhere between $5 and $10. They're very cheap and they're very easy to use. So what I'm going to do, this looks like it's not GFCI protected, and that's what kind of makes you wonder if it is or not. And I can plug this little device in, and it gives me a green light. If it was a bad ground or ungrounded or reverse polarity, anything like that, I would get a different series of codes. You can see the codes on top of there, but we know that this one is all green light, so it's ready to go. And then there's a button on top that you can push. I'm going to be quiet so you can hear it. There was a little click there. So I know when I pushed for this GFCI test that it instantaneously cut off the power, and now there's no power here. So had that been the mixer that went into the sink, everybody would have been protected that was nearby. So even though this doesn't look like a GFCI protected circuit, as long as it's downstream from a GFCI breaker, it is protected. So let's go find the breaker. I heard the click come over here. There's a series of them. There's another receptacle here, here, and then finally we come back here. And this is what the GFCI receptacle looks like. So it's got a little test. You can test it right from here if you want, if you don't want to have this. And then usually there's a red light and a reset button. And you can push the reset. Sometimes it's kind of hard. You might need a screwdriver or something to push in. But there, now it's reset. Electricity is restored to all of the receptacles in that series. So we can plug this back in and we can see that it's green. We can test it again if we want. And then we know, and we can run around and test the rest of the receptacles. So if you don't have one or you don't want to spend the $8 to get one of these things, I think it's a great idea for you to be able to test all around your home to make sure that you don't have any reverse polarities. There is a test button right on here, so I can reset this and I can test it. And then I could go around with a lamp or any electrical device that I can test and make sure that I do or do not have current by all the rest of the receptacles. So this is one of those little gadgets that I think is a great idea, especially if you have kids or grandkids, nieces, nephews, neighbor kids, whoever comes in, spends time around your water in the bathroom, in the kitchen, in the basement, outside if there's a little swimming pool. Go do yourself a favor, spend $8.99 and buy one of these things and go check and make sure you've got GFCI protection on any water related receptacles. So thanks for joining Wednesdays with Wade, and be safe.